It is time for our weekly check-in with Walter Sendzik, the mayor of St. Catharines, for his weekly update on the Garden City. Good morning.
Good morning, Bob. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. Good to see you via Skype. Busy weekend, too. The St. Catharines Arts Awards acknowledge many talented people in St. Catharines.
Yeah, we just had them last night. It was done in a virtual way, and the First Ontario Performing Arts Centre helped put him together with the City of St. Catharines. And it was our opportunity to shine a light on artists in our community who are doing amazing creative things. And it's been a challenge for the arts community because of COVID-19, but this was no exception in terms of the talent that we have in our city.
Oh, absolutely. I was checking out some of it and actually saw a friend of Morning Live, Juliet Dunn.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, it's a great performance. Yeah.
Amazing.
We got to talk COVID-19, of course, and we were talking this morning. We just had Sylvie Lenvey on talking about Halton, very concerned with their numbers that they could get dragged into a modified stage 2. But also your own Niagara officer of health is also warning the spike seen in Niagara could warrant a modified stage 2. Your thoughts?
Right, and that's Dr. Hergey's been very clear about if our numbers go up, there will be a return to a modified stage 2. So the numbers that we saw this weekend, I think, are a carryover from Thanksgiving. And what we're hoping is that those numbers start to drop after the Thanksgiving cluster, if you will, comes through. If not, Bob, we'll be going in the same direction as other communities in terms of stage 2. And our businesses can't afford it. The healthcare system can't absorb it. And I just hope that the people of our community are going to double down on this.
And of course, we're heading into, so there was Thanksgiving. Now we're heading into a Halloween weekend. You concerned about a spike there on Earth? And how would you like to see things done this Halloween?
Well, we've been very clear, Bob, in terms of communicating with the community. It's on a Saturday, which is great. So there's not this rushing around that you'd get during the midweek. So hopefully parents with their kids are able to properly plan. And I know there's neighborhoods in St. Catharines that are doing things in a completely different way, but still giving kids that experience. And what we're hoping for is that everyone is as cautious as possible. And if people don't want to participate in Halloween, it's not something that we should be drawing attention to. But I will say, Bob, any youth that are thinking about partying on a Saturday, we will make sure the Niagara Regional Police and our bylaw enforcement officers are out in full force that day.
Okay, be warned. You talked about businesses can't afford to be shutting down in a modified stage 2. Let's talk about restaurants, patio season. Is there talk of perhaps extending patio season with maybe domes or something?
Well, we've been working with the patios, the restaurants, in terms of how do they winterize. So we're coming up with any creative thing that the restaurants can do to extend that customer experience outside. The reality is a lot of them are moving back towards the delivery, the pickup service, and those that are actually getting prepared for having to move a lot more indoors, they've spent a considerable amount of money. We have a company in St. Catharines that spent over $50,000 on safety precautions, and they're in our downtown, and that's the kind of leadership that we're seeing from the restaurant industry.
Yeah, and one of the criticisms I've seen of the domes is what's the difference between an indoor restaurant and a dome? So maybe not a solution there.
No, and it's difficult to do, but I think what we're looking at from the restaurant perspective is that it is a safe environment. So we want people to see that the owners have taken every precaution possible. It's places like the bars, the dance clubs, where you would have that very close interaction, a lot of alcohol's involved. The restaurants in our communities have really been leaders in protecting the customers and their staff in our community.
Yeah. Hey, how has COVID-19 impacted budget priorities for you?
Well, I've asked our staff to explain that process. And Bob, I would say we've learned a lot in 7 months. So this upcoming budget needs to reflect what we've learned. And I've asked our staff to explain that to the broader public.
And you're looking for public input?
Yeah, we have a telephone town hall on Wednesday. So we'll be calling out across St. Catharines. You'll be hearing myself and Councillor Matt Sisko, who's our budget chair. and we'll be talking to our community via telephone and looking forward to a lot of the feedback from our community.
Okay, and great to talk to you this morning via
Thanks,
Skype.
Bob.
St.
Take care.
Catharines Mayor Walter Sendzik.